Ohio, Zaimashita. I hope that's mine.
Can you bring me my coffee over when you found it?
It's the cutest thing when, like, so I spent a month in Japan as a host student.
Oh, yeah?
And, so, like, one of the teachers is actually always like, Ohio gozaimasu, and, like, you have to say that sort of thing. It was like, and then when you were, like, literally they closed the gate on you, so if you're late, that's it. You don't get to go to school that day. So they're like, yeah, it's like closing the gate and all the students like run in and be like, Ohio gozaimasu, like, so sorry. I'm like, almost like, the teacher's like, yeah,
like, you better be inside. That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's like all cute until it's time to open or time to close.
I found that about Japan as well. It's like, they're so lovely and polite, everything, but like there are rules and you
gotta follow the rules. Yeah.
Like, and we're like waiting at a crosswalk. It's, you know, the red man.
Yeah.
There's no car in sight, but we're like, we are not crossing this road.
Yeah.
Someone will see it and tell us.
And tell you what, you'll be judged. You'll be judged so much.
Walking in
What you guys do?
Gary got out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
At least you only got out in the backyard.
Go get a tin of tuna and open it, and it all comes right back.
Oh no, Gary has escaped. I don't even know if we're live.
Are we live, Tom?
We're still live right now.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Hey. Hey, everybody.
Yeah. We are on the hunt for
We are.
Gary the cat.
Yeah. We're watching Tom and Beck try and chase down Gary the cat.
He's hiding behind the
He
tree.
wants-
Yeah,
Freedom.
until he decides to climb up a tree and then go over the fence.
Yeah.
You've put the idea out in the universe now.
Do it, Gary! Be free! Cost him $100 in council fees.
Yeah.
You know, the water's actually pretty good now.
What'd you do to it, James?
Oh no, just sinking my shoulders beneath it helps.
When did you go to Japan?
2018,
Nice.
pre-pandemic.
That's like a year after us.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. We only did the like Tokyo touristy,
Yeah,
you know, where you see the sights. We went to Mount Fuji,
Yeah.
Fuji-san, I should say.
Yeah.
Just all touristy stuff. On the bullet train.
Nice. One of our
How good's the bullet?
oh, so
Yeah.
convenient, so fast, so fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
One of our friends was in Japan at the moment, and like last year he was saying like, the episode was like good luck is seeing a sunrise behind a sunrise on Mount Fuji
Not for you,
with
dog.
an eagle.
Oh
Like
yeah.
he saw all those things from his apartment, and he was like, "Oh wow, it's really nice." He had some Japanese friends over, and they're like, "Oh my god, like the year is gonna be so amazing! Like we've seen this, like all these things that the sun is lined up, like it looks
Yeah.
beautiful and
Say
amazing."
hi
And
to
I was
everybody.
super excited.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, apparently it's like sign of luck for the
look,
year. Sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. That would have been super cool.
Yeah.
We missed cherry blossom season, which like
yeah.
everybody goes there for that.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh well, you know, we're not going to see cherry blossom. That's fine. But just
At the same time, there's a lot of people then too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I know around all the gardens, like
Yeah, but still, that's still more people than you.
no, but like
It's also
all
hard
this-
because cherry blossom season links up with Golden Week, which is all the Japanese holiday.
yeah.
Oh, so there's like loads of people around.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's the only like time they get off during the year, or
Yeah.
they take off for their holidays.
Right.
Yeah, so it's always like super busy, not only for tourists because of cherry blossoms, but because of all the Japanese
Yeah.
For
tourists.
taking holiday,
To
yeah.
try and have a holiday.
We were over in summer. Tegan had a host family that she would live with before. She had a wedding to go to with them.
Oh yeah.
So we went over in summer, and while she was at the wedding with me and a friend that went with us, we were in like Nagoya. It was like Matsuri, so like all like the
Summer festival.
summer festival stuff. There was drummers on the roads, fucking stalls everywhere. We got like I say street food. It was just like literally noodles and eggs.
Yeah.
Like the yakisoba.
Yakisoba, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was like so good,
That
man.
would have been nice.
It was
yeah.
actually divine to eat. It was
It's like
so good.
authentic, right?
Yeah.
You know, It's like right from the heart.
It's made by like mum and pop vendors sort of thing. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
like
It was just
Yeah.
like literally like just the barbecued egg noodles, eggs, fucking
Cabbage.
like some meat, cabbage. Oh man, sauce. Oh, so good.
yeah.
It was heavenly, man.
We should make some on the barbecue now that
Oh,
we've
we
got
can,
the,
yeah.
like so we've got like the whole flat we've got a flat plate barbecue, so it's just a nice big flat like so then that so we've done ham but we had
Oh yeah.
and now we can do
Yeah.
yakisoba as well because you need like a nice big
Yeah.
space to like really like
Probably
yeah.
need a second scraper.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
We did birria tacos the other week.
Oh yeah, that was
that was like crack, everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is so good."
Yeah.
It was like, "Yeah, there's so much fat in there."
I know, that's the problem. I love like fatty, greasy food.
Just do it once every now and
sugar,
then.
I just can't get enough.
Do you guys hit up the vending machines when in Japan?
Yes.
Wherever possible?
There were so many!
We
so
hit
good.
a couple for like drinks and stuff, but we actually did a few more of the gacha,
Yeah, it's yeah.
like a few of the gacha machines. Like,
Yeah.
so we got a couple of like, cat hats from one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
Cat hats.
Yeah, because like we have 2 cats, so we just like let's get some
Hell
hats
yeah.
for them. So we had like a babushka Gus.
Yeah.
was
Oh,
there
yeah.
a lion?
There was
a
a no, we didn't have the lion. We had a bear or like a otter, I guess,
yeah.
and a rabbit, like a white bunny kind of ears. They were cute. I
Hey!
think he's
That's
cool.
the
10 out of 10. Probably off camera, but Beck
It was,
she
but-
did 3 somersaults and missed it.
Beck is annoying.
Annoyed. What, because Gary...
Yeah, cut out.
Dude,
Gary,
I'm not sure how much you guys saw of that, but
It looked like a
Not
struggle.
only, not
Yeah,
only
so
did
you
Gary
stuck
get
it.
out, but when he made a break for the fence line over there, I went to follow him. I tripped on a plant, the pot that's still over there, and I fucking did a full-on somersault
yeah.
on the ground,
Ooh.
while also trying to avoid all the dog poop that's over there.
yes, normally we've been able to catch Gary pretty quickly if he gets outside, but
Yeah.
that is the longest he's gotten out.
Yeah.
And he was
Yeah.
just exploring.
The
he was
problem-
just having the best time.
I ain't going back in. I've got all this backyard.
The problem is
check
I
out.
touched him. I was this close to grabbing him, and the dog tank that we're dog sitting was just like,
He's out,
"Come on,
again.
Gary!"
He just got out.
how did Gary get out again?
There's obviously like a window open
Watch
or something.
the camera.
Nah,
Yeah.
the door must be opened up that he can force his way out.
Or
Ah. Alright, round 2 with
Oh, no.
Gary on the run.
do you want to borrow my thongs? They're just some of the
Where's
toys. Okay.
It's alright, I was gonna.
Yeah, hopefully it's waterproof to some degree.
Do you want a hand?
Yeah, I think it is.
I think having too many people will just scare Gary.
Yeah, let's bring Tank in then.
Yeah, tank in is a good idea.
Chasing the cat around.
Yeah, our cat went missing
Good
for
boy,
a day
Tank.
once.
Just watch the food. Watch the food. Watch the food.
Only goes.
Going straight for it.
You'll probably die. We should have named this the Roundup and Pool podcast.
I wanted to tell you guys about the vending machine. So when I went in 2012, and it was like right at the end of like an around the world trip.
Oh, nice.
And so I was hosteling it and stuff like that. And in the hostel that we stayed at, on the bottom floor there was a couple of vending machines, and one of the vending machine did noodles.
Ooh.
Oh, awesome.
And I don't
Like,
know if it was just me traveling around the world not eating too great because, you know, like I was trying to be on a budget.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But the noodles from that vending machine
Yeah.
were by far the best noodles I've ever had in my life. I had like 3 packets of noodles out of that vending machine one night because I was like starving after a full day of like sightseeing and walking
Yeah.
around everywhere. They were the best noodles.
So cooked
man.
noodles as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, did the vending
Straight up,
machine make
Yeah,
it?
yeah, make them straight out
Hey.
hot noodles. It was
It's
the
much
best.
sophisticated, those vending machines.
Oh man,
Yeah.
so good.
$100
That was-
back. She got Gary.
Hey,
Oh, well done, babe.
is he getting locked in a room?
No. Because I think he pulled it open.
Yeah, he must
Yeah,
know
that-
how to nuzzle the... He's going to come join us in the pool.
Yeah. No. I'm not putting you in the water. I'm just showing you off here. Hello. Say hello to everybody.
That's him, the troublemaker.
The troublemaker. I was going to panic in his eyes.
Gary's
Like,
like, there is a huge
Look,
expanse
I'm
of water there.
He did.
I don't want this.
Oh, my
I'll be
turn has
good.
come.
I'll be good, Mum. Please, don't waterboard me.
If you get out again, you're going in the pool.
We're going
Gary.
for a swim.
We were at the top of, I think it was Mount Hakone, which was like,
What is that?
it's near Fuji. You do
Yeah.
the one day trip where it's like bus to Fuji, walk up the mountain, get some mountain bread,
Yeah.
come back down, do the river cruise, Mount Hakone. And I think there was this vending machine there. It had like sexy panties in it. And I'm like, that is there for the tourist for like a joke.
Yeah.
But like, I can't imagine the guy who has to like drive out there and restock the vending machine with these
Dude.
sexy panties.
Sorry, hang on. What is mountain bread?
Okay, so at the like touristy stop
Yeah.
at Fuji, where there's all these gift shops, and
Yeah.
it's basically not even a quarter of the way up the actual mountain. There's this mountain bread, which is just like floury, doughy, sugary bread in the
Right.
shape of a cone, like the mountain. And it's, I don't know, it's like maybe 12,000 yen.
Jesus,
So
yeah.
at the time, maybe that was like 15 Australian dollars just
Yeah.
for this like cone-shaped bread.
Yeah.
And we're like, of course, we're gonna, you gotta.
You gotta do it.
You gotta
You
do
gotta
it,
do it.
yeah.
You
So
gotta-
here we are for this purpose. So we did. We ate it. It's terrible. I would not recommend it.
Like you didn't walk up Mount Fuji though.
No, we busted it, of course.
Yeah, but you didn't go to the top buses.
No, not to the top.
Yeah.
We
I
just
think you
went
have
to
to
the
still
top.
hike up to the top bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get to like the 5th station and
Yeah.
then you have to walk the rest.
Yeah.
You know that at every station, so 4th, 3rd, 1st, and whatever, there's vending machines of those, and they have to get restocked.
They're restocked,
people
yeah.
friggin' carry up the stuff for the vending machines
Yeah,
and
that's
restock it
right.
at every station on the way up.
Oh wow.
And there's a post office at the top of Mount Fuji.
Yeah, so I've like that.
No way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
a functioning post office.
So I've been to the top, and that's what I did as well. Well, not to the like the whatever that station is, and
Mhm.
same thing. Like
There,
I did something. I
one of my
wrote a
sons.
letter to my mum, being like, "Oh, I'm on Mount Fuji," and like, "Oh my god," and yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a postcard of Mount Fuji as well.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool.
All right, we're back.
Hey.
Alright,
You might probably
Look,
does that.
Probably.
Yeah.
10 minutes late. And we're starting this little pool party, little podcast here session.
I hope Chad's enjoying our
Japan
say, yeah.
podcast,
So
memories.
messy.
Yeah.
Can people hear us alright? Have you checked the sound? Yeah.
Sounds fine to me.
We
Let us know if it's not.
went to Akihabara while we were in Tokyo,
Yeah, of course.
and this is kind of like early days of making commander decks in Magic, right? So we go to like this big tech shop where it's got like toys, it's got tech, it's got everything kind of thing, like multi-level. And I found Magic the Gathering sleeves, but it's like
Yeah.
just normal to have like sexy sleeves
Yes.
in the cabinet. So I bought Reese a set of sexy
Oh,
sleeves.
Amazing. Has he used them?
He did use them. I think they're starting to wear out, so he swapped them.
Yeah,
He's using them too much.
Oh, Christ.
But I found in a gacha machine that had fidget spinners in the shape of ninja stars, and it's for his ninja deck, so that goes with it too.
Amazing.
That was cool.
Anyway, this pool is freezing cold. We're having some drinks. We're hanging out.
Yeah.
How was everyone's Christmas break? Because you guys didn't go to Japan this Christmas break.
No,
No,
not at all.
that was years
This
ago.
is the nostalgia.
Yeah.
Christmas break was alright.
This break was good. Got away for a little bit. I went up north.
Nice. Where'd you go?
Went up to like Exmouth up north,
Oh, yeah.
sort of area.
Is it a holiday or family or?
Family lives up there,
Nice.
and yeah, went like hung out for a week.
Yeah.
Did a bit of fishing, a bit of swimming.
Gotcha.
And stuff.
Yeah, my
Did you guys have the full drive?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you get to go out?
Didn't go really full driving.
Yeah.
But we went like that as a boat, so we went out on the boat. And
Nice.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. So that was my sort of Christmas getaway.
Getting some sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah. What about you guys?
I'm just getting chat.
Family stuff.
I've got it up on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to
Sure.
Nana.
You should check YouTube chat if you feel like
Tegan's
it.
family.
Oh, yeah.
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 Nice.
And then a few days later, Tegan went again. I
Yeah.
stayed home and looked after the dog.
So it's like so like my niece, my brother
Niece.
has lived in Canada for a long time, for like 10 years or 5 years. I don't know.
Yeah, probably
A
closer
long
to
time.
10,
So yeah. So and he's immigrated over with his like my niece and nephew and his like wife to be sort of thing. And Christmas was awesome, except for the fact that there were 4 children all under like 5, 4, 3, 2
Yeah, right.
running around Christmas time. yeah. And I'm like, I'm used
Lots
to
of
2.
tears.
Yeah, lots of tears. And I'm like used to 2 of them, and now there was 4 of them, and like little clashes of personality all the time happening, and just it was good. It was good. It was fun, and got to like it was just fun just watching all the little personalities come out. So like my niece who's 2, she just like likes to play by herself, sort of thing. So everyone else is outside like.
Mine's on.
And she just
screaming.
and she's just inside, just playing like with her toys and just
That's
doing her
weird.
own little thing.
That was
and,
me as a kid. for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Bean,
really,
our dog,
really
was
interesting. Oh, yeah, we took Bean.
so interested in this one child. Like,
Yeah.
she would just constantly jump at it and traumatize this child.
Yeah, this kid was too young.
Oh,
Like, see Bean and be like, oh no, but it's all good. Like,
Because when you're a tiny human, like proportionally, a dog is like
She's
a
the same
great
size.
beast.
dog
Like,
wasn't the same size almost.
Oh,
Like,
yes, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and like Bean's and obviously like Bean when she's jumps and she does her whole like dive tackle jump thing. So this poor kid would just get like spear tackled and then like jump, and this kid's like having a meltdown because this dog's in her
But the
face.
tail's just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Is it
So
worth me just tilting the camera this way a bit? Because you get like
Yeah, tilt a little bit.
You're on
just
tilt.
so that we can see Jimmy and Tegan.
Are we
Oh,
off?
yeah,
Are we off
free.
at the moment?
sorry,
How dare you?
I'd do it
I
again.
can't unlock my phone because my hands are wet.
Yep. That's why I
We're
drive
gonna
mine.
dry it for you.
Okay, that's fine.
Do you need a towel like on the
You're a stranger.
Well, no, it's because I had to restart it because my phone's doing dumb things where it won't, like where you can hit the button and it opens up all the things you've got open and you can close them or you can swap to a different one.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't want to work.
You know, I haven't
But
figured that.
restarting.
I just close it all
So
the
have
time.
you got
I never
like
have anything.
5,000 applications?
No.
Oh, yeah, like my parents. Every time I like, give me your phone, and I'm like,
Oh
I'll
my
just close this
gosh.
app, and is like a whole novel of like open apps that are.
But it's usually like
Wait, can you
10
pass me a towel?
It's usually like 10 of the same thing as well.
Yeah, legit.
What blew me away the other day is like I opened up Google Chrome to look at something, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to go into the tab thing and quickly switch to another tab. I had 93 tabs. I'm like, what? And
Sean,
I'm
you're a
not the
boomer.
person that closes them down. I'm like, where the hell did
How
all
did
this
they-
come
yeah.
from?
Well,
Google
also,
search, they just open new tabs every time you do Google search.
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
Chrome's begun to do this thing where it's like, oh, you have this tab open, but you haven't used it for a while. Let me just put it in another subsection for you. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that's unhelpful for me because I keep these tabs open so I don't forget about them.
Yeah.
And now you're hiding them from
You're
me.
filing
Yeah.
them away.
Yeah, that's gross. I've not noticed that yet. I've only got 2 tabs open at the moment.
Yeah.
I did get up to about nowhere near like 90 something,
Yeah,
but like,
I
I was
know.
up to about 20 at one point.
Yeah, it blew me away. I was like, what the fuck?
I love using the grouping feature in like any like browsers, so, like Edge has it sort of thing. So I group all like the things that are relative to each other together now,
Yeah.
and so it just makes it easy because then they all stack as I don't need it. Like I can just like tuck it away,
That's
and
a
then
good idea.
it makes it. No, it's
Yeah.
really, I don't know how to close all my applications in one hit on my phone.
There's usually a close all.
I can't. It's just not on my like. I
Click
do
and hold or
Pixel
something?
4. Hey.
Because like I don't know, so they're all different. Right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, click
yeah.
and hold is, or sometimes
I'm gonna
like
try it,
mine
and yeah,
has like a
yeah,
button
yeah.
that's like
Yeah.
simple ads, and they're all different. That's the problem. And, like my folks use like
Oh,
Apple,
boy.
and I don't.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna.
I'm trying to figure out how to use their phones.
My phone
Click and
is
hold.
mostly waterproof.
So lucky phones are pretty much waterproof these days, right?
The only issue with my phone is I have a crack in the camera.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
So
oh, my
waterproof.
phone's waterproof. My phone's waterproof. And I'm like, wait, there's a crack in my lens.
Yeah.
Maybe not as waterproof as it used to be.
Yeah.
I'm glad that amused you, Morgan. I thought it was pretty funny. I like kick flipped my watermelon down. So I was like,
Nice.
Nice.
so I have to end and I'll make like a funny clip or something. Also, if you hear music in the background,
You went for a sweet tea.
no, you don't. You don't hear that in the
One of my
background.
favorite ones.
It's called "It Is Hottest 100 Day in Perth and Australia," and you gotta be cool.
Hey!
Pew, 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 pew.
Hey,
Kai resubbed.
Nice.
What are you doing, Kai? Just drive here and jump in.
Yeah, bring
Hey,
back
come on,
this.
Kai.
Baby.
You know what? Do one better. Just drive on in.
Yeah.
You have arrived at your destination.
Yeah.
It's like the image of that Uber driver out in the middle of the ocean,
Snap
and
me
it's just a screenshot of the conversation with him, and he's like, "Help!"
You gotta pick the color.
Alright, I think this one's gonna be pink.
I think mine's gonna be green.
Ah, damn it. Oh, it's green.
Pink.
It's opposite day.
How's it looking, Tom? We dialed. How's chat going, Beck? Can you
Pretty good. So we've got Morgan Moon. We've got Kai. His car is on the fritz. He's driving it as little as possible.
Yeah.
Morgan Moon thinks we should make me kicking across the screen with a watermelon. Funny clip. We have Mum Streams in. Nerd Shelves was here for a while. Woo. Nesro was here.
Who's
I'm
that?
glad
Who's that guy?
Glad that guy's gone.
Hey, that guy.
Ferg was here.
Is he really troublesome or something?
It's
Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah, he's
I have a
terrible.
Very good point.
What's that?
Today's 12th-month anniversary of nuclear material being lost in WA.
Ah.
That's so much fun.
That's amazing. Well, actually, unamazing.
So,
For those in chat that
It's
aren't
pretty
from
funny.
WA.
yeah,
It's pretty funny.
hilarious.
Great.
Dangerous, but hilarious.
Nailed it.
Hey, well done, Tom.
so
Explain to our American viewers and such what this scandal was.
About 12 months ago, thanks to Kai letting us know, the Australian government issued a state of emergency, basically, because we were all informed that a truck that had been carrying a very small amount, but an amount nonetheless.
About a, 20-cent coin?
I thought it was about.
Yeah,
Smaller, like
$20,
I thought it was a Tic Tac.
Yeah, I thought it was tiny.
It was about a 10-cent piece, I believe, of radioactive nuclear material had been lost somewhere between
Like Broome and
Broome
Perth.
and Perth.
It was yeah.
It was
Which-
it was Kalgoorlie,
do you remember?
wasn't
It was Newnham and
That's right.
Newman and Perth.
Newman, yeah.
Which is
But
hundreds
that's
and
still about,
hundreds of
what,
Canadian.
300 Ks?
Yeah.
More than
No,
that.
More than that.
Yeah.
like 1,000 Ks.
They had to literally
Google it.
scour this highway by hand, trying to find this piece of radioactive material, which, by the way, they couldn't actually do it by hand because it would have actually killed them.
Yeah.
And I think it took, what, like a month? For them
Yeah,
to
It
find
took a
it?
couple of weeks,
Yeah.
and then it happened again a few months later.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, there was a second one in South Australia.
Oh my gosh.
that wasn't us, though, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
And just recently, on the road between Perth and Kalgoorlie, a truck rolled over and they closed down the road because of an unknown substance on the road.
Which the issue with that is that's the only road between
Yeah, right?
Kalgoorlie and Perth.
Yeah.
Isn't there like
That's like the
some,
major trucking route.
isn't there
Yeah.
like some bikies or something in Kalgoorlie recently stole like gold infused iron ore? And then they're trying to do like a backyard, trying to like harvest the gold from the iron ore or something. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
just
Kalgoorlie is the place to
But
be.
Kalgoorlie is the
Well, not at the moment.
Frontier.
The power's I mean,
Australian frontier.
the power's still out in some
Mom
parts of
Streams was
Kalgoorlie.
informed
Yeah,
us it was
yeah.
on a truck that Mark had loaded.
Oh
It
that someone you
escaped containment.
No way.
Yeah, so Mom Streams is one of Tom's friends. Mark's her husband.
Oh, I see. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's funnier.
But Morgan was very kind to inform us that it wouldn't have killed them. Just would have irradiated them a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that's all right.
Hey, look,
Semantics.
there are people that have survived radiation and it wouldn't have killed them, so that's fine.
Well, the guys who went into the water in Chernobyl survived. Like, they make a big deal out of it in the TV series, but those guys live to be like 90 years old.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah, with
were
a couple
they
of extra
healthy?
heads and stuff.
Healthy?
But that,
Mostly.
They
Mostly
killed
alive.
off all the bad things in their body.
yeah, that's
They
what
were mostly fine. But, like, the guys who were in the power plant the day it exploded melted.
But
But,
that was also largely to do with the fire, wasn't it?
yeah.
Explosions and collapsing building. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the irradiated water, like, people...
There's lived, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I get that. Like, that's my first thought. It's like, okay, cool. What's your quality of life going to be like for the rest of your life? But fair, it sounds no
So,
different.
forgive me for being ignorant here, but
I figured you.
I'm talking just
I
from
didn't.
YouTube videos I've watched. So, radiation, and there's lots of different kinds, but primarily the
It's
danger
like 3
is
different kinds.
that it destroys DNA, so your body can't make new cells, right, to replace the old ones.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you necrose whilst
Yeah, pretty
alive? Okay, that's
Yeah.
that's fucked up.
Well, the radiation is there.
So how do you
Well,
survive?
it's alpha, beta, gamma radiation.
Oh,
Three-
yeah.
Three different
Yeah,
kinds
so
of
that's
radiation.
like the
Oh,
microwave
yeah.
does the shortwave one.
no,
isn't it?
Microwaves aren't radiation, they're
What a
waves.
delightful
Huh.
conversation.
it's just light.
Radiation's particles.
While
Yeah.
sitting in the sun.
Yeah.
Okay. The more you know.
The more you know.
The more you know.
And then light is both.
Oh, it's dangerous.
I'm just gonna,
Mm.
just because this is, I'm just gonna change the topic real quick.
Why?
Oh yeah, it's quick. Someone asked me why we're in a pool today instead of playing a board game.
Tom, why are we in a pool today instead of playing board games?
Because we're changing things and fixing things. 'Cause we like to do that once a year, and we didn't quite get it done in time, so we were like, hey, we have people. We need to do the pool podcast because we said we'd do it from the Dick of the Right stream.
That
This
is
is a good
actually-
day to do it.
I would say that's probably the main reason that we're doing a pool podcast, because we had our legacy, we attempted to play the legacy version of Ticket to Ride in one day.
Yeah.
It was a long day.
It was a long
Incredible
day, and unsurprisingly, we've yet to touch the game again, and I can't quite figure out why.
Because
It actually
just
wasn't
so
because
much
we
fun.
played it through. It's just because now we can't get a time for all this
Yeah.
to get together again.
I mean, you guys look like you were having fun playing
It was
games.
Yeah,
great.
We did. I have some comments on
I
it.
have you
but
know that I have played it again since we played that
the
game.
legacy
No way.
The
version.
legacy.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got up to game 7 with my family when I went on that trip that I was
Yeah.
speaking of earlier.
Sean likes trains.
So yeah.
And he's like, oh, I
And you
can't
still
play
love
anymore.
your family?
I can't play anymore because we're playing it on stream. Sorry, family. We'll have to wait a few weeks or
It's
months.
good.
However, one of the stretch goals we had from the stream that we did was a pool podcast / pool party stream, or whatever we would want to call this. And we're in the middle of our sort of summer break period, so we decided to get this
Talk
started.
shit. Yeah.
It's also
Hey.
because 100% there's no way people are going to do this in March or April.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much. Today's what, like 30 degrees?
35 is supposed to
it's-
get
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing we're doing this
Blue
early.
just subscribed. Happy Australia Day. I too am celebrating the answer. Real Mackay also, hi Tom, Beck, Sean, Spartan Chris, Gladiators, the spirit of Reese, Spambra, and persons between Spartan Chris and Spambra. That is Jimmy. Blue Sonic. That's Jimmy.
That's the other Reese.
Yeah, Reese's husband.
My sick.
That look could have killed.
She's like, bitch, I'm married to Reed.
I was about to say the same thing. My second husband, essentially.
I wonder, we can't say because it's still relatively new, but I wonder how long we can keep making those jokes.
Oh,
the
forever.
longer that goes.
I'm going to be making those
Okay,
jokes.
good.
Like, they're engaged and they're still making that joke.
Yeah.
I was making that joke when me and her started dating. Don't
It
worry.
actually, okay, so that's the thing is that it used to upset me early in the relationship, and now it's just funny.
It's just
so.
you realize what's worth getting upset over.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because I'm like, that was
You're
just
saying
making
that from
like.
experience.
Yeah, I am.
Battles because you can't win them all.
Yeah, you pick your battles.
Yeah.
You can't get mad over everything.
That's
so you
right.
you just have to get upset about leaving dishes in the sink.
See, the thing, I can't even make the joke of like, oh, at the end of the day,
Sorry.
Jimmy comes home with me because very
He
much
does it half
he
the
would
time.
probably, yeah, that's
It's a 50-50, you know?
If
Like,
Reese,
yeah,
if Reese had a double bed, it's over for you.
exactly. I know where his allegiance lies.
Yeah.
to me.
At least it'd keep it in the family, you know? Like. Anyway.
So what games are people looking forward to playing this year?
I'm actually,
Setting Sean up.
after our trial run of Twilight Imperium,
Yeah, we played Twilight Imperium for the first time yesterday.
Don't say it to the camera.
That was a time.
after the trial run, I'm actually really keen for that.
I'm super keen to see it from a I'd never played before, but I did what I do for any game that's too complicated, and I look up, hey, what should I be trying to do? And the number one bit of advice I got for Twilight Imperium was try and score an objective every single turn. So I shot off to a very early lead because half the people on the table didn't know that. Going forward, they will, and the game's going to be a lot tighter. A lot more
Oh,
complex.
it's gonna be so much more aggressions, I reckon.
Who won the practice game?
Lachlan won by a single point.
It was
We could have stopped him as well if we realised.
And you guys were playing the third edition.
edition.
Fourth edition, which means it ran for how many hours?
7-ish hours.
Yep. That's how long they were in the
It's
house.
about an hour per player.
Yeah. So we're gonna stream that at some point during the year. We're possibly gonna stream it from our kitchen, but also possibly find an entirely separate location to stream from so that we can have a bigger setup because it's a bigger game.
Hey Tom, is the International Space Station in the budget to film from?
Yes, but I don't think we could get Lachlan's furry costume up there.
Ah, true. Yeah. Only
'Cause-
essential items up there, right?
Because we're considering doing it in costume, which means if someone is the Space Lions, they have to be a space furry.
Kai, can you hear our music in the background?
I don't think so.
I'm asking anyway.
Have backed a game that I'm pretty excited for. It's like 2 years ago I backed it, and it's
Yeah.
called Botany, and it's finally coming. So it's like
Oh, yeah.
Wingspan, but collecting plants instead. So the idea is that you're 19th century or 18th century botanists who need to get funded. So like there's a couple components. You need to get funding from investors because you need money to be able to go explore the world, to go collect exotic plants that you then store in your greenhouses, which you also need to maintain your
Thanks,
greenhouse
Kat.
as well. So there's an investment component, there's a maintaining component, and then there's also a sabotage component where other botanists can sabotage your greenhouse whilst you're exploring. Also, there's an explore component as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
So like
Yeah.
Charles
Pretty big
Darwin
box game.
Yeah, so
era,
yeah.
where it was all about like wider world.
Wide world, go
science,
explore things,
yeah.
go get fun, like be sponsored by somebody, and like sponsoring is like there's I don't know, obviously I haven't got the game yet, but yeah, there's a component of like bidding on getting sponsorship, so then that way you can actually fund your trip to go
Oh,
find
damn
these
it.
exotic plants.
Yeah.
And-
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick.
yeah.
Some of the wasps are out hunting.
Don't worry. I think they'll realise they're dead.
Then I come back to a decimated hive.
So yeah, we've had a dog problem, a cat problem, and a wasp problem today.
Is it really a dog problem though?
Look, he got in the way.
Dog problem.
Yeah,
Outdoors,
please.
man.
We've got a couple of fun games coming up. There's a Mellow. Did anyone ever play
I played the PC game.
Yeah, so they're making a board game.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That'll be good. I'll watch you.
So we're playing that at the end of February. We've got a local first-time developer here in Perth. We're playing his game middle of February. I won't say much more on that because I don't think he's really announced too much at the moment, but Beck and I played it. It's
Tom and I
fun.
played it. It is definitely an interesting game,
Yeah.
I will say, and it would be interesting to see it played with other people.
Yeah.
Cooperative and non-cooperative?
Non-
No,
Cooperative.
2-player head-to-head fucking
Oh,
fight
nice.
and do shit.
It's a quick little game. It's I had fun with it. I think I won, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yes, and it wasn't on camera, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Ah.
Couple of games from Good Games Publishing. We'll figure out when we're going to play them. Game about a coffee shop. Yeah, cute little cozy game about a coffee shop. And then, what was the other one? No, I'm blanking.
Yeah.
You'll see them when they get here.
I'm looking forward to finishing Ticket to Ride Legacy.
Yep.
Well, we were supposed to do that this month, but someone decided they want to go on a holiday.
The window.
Was it you?
No, it was Lachlan.
Ah.
Where's Lachlan going?
Right next. You can also go with him if you want to.
That's right, because I said I couldn't go because of Ticket to Ride Legacy, and then you informed me that Lachlan decided he was going to go and forsake Ticket to Ride Legacy. So I'm going to Rottnest.
Nice.
Yes, because it's only on the Saturday and it's just a day trip.
Yep.
That'd be nice.
Nice. I feel like on rocks.
Sure.
But then
Joke's on you have to figure out which Saturday.
next Saturday we will have our first board game stream back. Friday we'll have a test stream so you can come and hang out while we play with lights and sounds. But
Good song.
Lachlan and Sean and I have been playing a butt ton of Ark Nova on Board Game Arena. So we
They were
are.
playing Ark Nova while
While
playing
playing Twilight
Imperium.
Yeah, we were.
So when we're like, Sean, it's your turn.
Just finishing up with my elephant.
It's your turn, Sean.
Yeah.
It's fine. The game was already over by that point. I just had to, everyone had to take their turn so I could dominate them by 30 points. But
You're talking about
next Saturday, we are playing Ark Nova with the Marine Worlds expansion, which I haven't played yet, but Sean and Lachlan and Chris
I did,
have. Yeah. It was your first time playing
I
Ark
had the
Nova.
absolute pleasure of playing Ark Nova for the first time, and it was really good. And I was apprehensive because it's one of those games where there's so many components and it's a huge board on this
It's a
huge
crunchy
table.
game.
And I was like, this is going to be like Terra Mystica ramped up to 100.
It's a turn.
But I was just saying to Sean earlier, it's actually fairly straightforward. It's just that there's so many things to do.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
picked it up really quick.
Yeah, and I had
you
the
were
same
on-
kind of board gamey brain. So all you had to do was explain the concept, here's your action economy, and it shifts down to the right, and I'd be like, sweet, that's sort of like Suburbia, for example, or it's the same mechanic as we've seen in this game or that game.
Yeah.
So that certainly made it easier to learn.
Which actually, just completely kind of changing topic, I could use some input on a video idea that I'm having.
Oh yeah.
And it's Tom already knows what the video
You sent
idea
it to the chat.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No, I said I would think about it.
Oh, okay.
The point is that I'm actually thinking about making a video where I talk about what games themes help learn the operational, the operations or the rules of the game.
Yeah.
So for
not
instance,
just theme matching mechanic, but theme really helping.
feeding mechanic, feeding your brain to go, this is how it works. Because the reason why it made me think of it is actually because of Archaeos Society, which I don't know how many of you guys have managed to play Archaeos Society. It's fine. It's just
It was a game in you, right?
It's a set collection game, basically. But the idea is that different kinds of cards make different kinds of sets, but they all have sort of an occupation on an expedition. So what it means is that different cards give you different abilities, but all of those abilities pretty much directly relate to the occupation on the card.
Mm-hmm.
So what it means is if you're looking at it, you're like, I can't remember what this does. Let's say the guide. The guide lets you move one space up on one of your exploration tracks because he's a guide. You don't need to have as many. He's specifically designed to help you get further.
Yeah.
The photographer helps you towards the end of the game when you're counting the sets because they captured a memory of it.
Yeah, got it.
And the
So-
students are cannon fodder. They can't lead anything. They can't be in control of anything. All they are is deck filler. They're set filler. They're cannon fodder. That's it. And they don't do anything other than just make a group.
So you've got theme and functionality basically in
And
tandem.
it's
so
what
you can-
games exist out there where theme and functionality marries together so that because there are a
Next
few
brain
games,
goes burr.
yeah, there are a few games like that, and I love it. I love it when you're looking at a game and you're like, this is the reason why this works is because of this storytelling mechanic that they've introduced.
It's why things like what's the B game? Apiary. Apiary wasn't that interesting to me because it was just a generic worker placement game. It just happened to have some hexagons, which lots of games have, and it tried to tie the hexagons into beads, but the rest of it was nothing to do with beads. And I'm like,
Space Bees.
it's not a bad theme, but it doesn't connect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Castles of Mad King Ludwig, or Between Two Castles, you get some hey, if you put this kind of room above this kind of room, you're not going to score any points. If you put a bunch of these fun rooms together, you're going to score more points because then you just got all the fun things all next to each other.
Yeah.
And you just get that little bit of brain connection. Though in that game, the fact that you're scoring 2 castles at once because you're a crazy king making 2 castles at the same time, yeah, it doesn't quite fit because I'm not a crazy king. But you know, it works.
Kai's getting some chores done, so he's working.
Good job, Kai.
Did you have a question about Ark Nova?
Yeah, I was gonna say like what I've never played Ark Nova before, so
Yeah.
is it like a resource game, a combat game? Like what is Ark Nova?
It's a game about animals. You
Yeah.
build a zoo.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Have
Okay.
You are managing a butt ton of resources to build a zoo and score points in the way that the world currently wants you
Not
Yeah.
not a resources. There's only one real resource, which is your money, right?
Yeah.
You pay money to put to build enclosures, and then to play animals. So essentially, like go and acquire an animal and put it in
Enlist,
an
you
enclosure.
mean? Enlist it.
Yeah, enlist an animal.
That was our
right?
in joke.
But then there's there's 2 different scoring tracks that you have to
Correct.
care about. There's a 3rd track that will help you get things, so if you can get more of that as you go.
And
There are 4 different tokens to track and use to either make things cheaper or to give you access to different icons. Every card has a bunch of icons that you have to care about, and some things will be like, can't build this until you got this icon.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
also got
So
like
there's-
the tech scythe as well, like that board where it's like you unlock different things by spending your research on it.
so like
What colour was it?
green.
It's green.
Ah.
So, like, leading on from what Peck was saying, what really makes me happy about Ark Nova is that they could have easily just made it as you put big animal like elephant in your zoo,
Yeah.
and you know that's a big attraction. You get lots of money for it. Happy days. That's your victory points, right?
Yeah.
Is how much money you can generate. But they didn't. They went. They do that because that sort of helps your income throughout the game. But
Yeah.
like Tom just mentioned, is that there's 2 tracks. The other track is the conservation track.
Yeah.
So you have a element to the game where you're trying to research and be an actual like reputable zoo and you know learn about your animals and look after them and or in that sort of way like not look after them like there's no mechanic to look after them, but you know learn
And
about
we
the
hate
animals.
the zoos that are just like, oh, look at the elephant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
which
they-
Takes pictures.
If you
they
do that, you
marry
lose.
those 2 things up really well because
Nice.
you push a income to start off with so you can get your zoo funded and get it going, and then you focus on your conservation, and when those 2 markers meet and pass each other, that's when it triggers the end of the game, and how far you make them pass each other is how many victory points you get.
Oh,
so
cool, okay.
you want to make the biggest and best, coolest zoo with the coolest animals, which is going to
But-
cost you money,
Yeah.
but you also want to max out on your conservation to get that
Yeah.
separation.
You'd probably enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's
Okay.
it's really
It's just a
well
big
done.
game.
Because you end up with, or you start the game with 3 ways to get conservation, and then you can unlock more as the game goes.
Yeah.
But that means that you might focus early game on one of them, and then see if you can do the other 2 in the late game to get a bunch of conservation points.
So can you spread yourself too thin, do you reckon?
Easily.
Spread yourself too thin, and unfortunately, this is what Marine World's fixed. Unfortunately, in the base game, if you spread yourself too thin, you don't get the animals you need to score conservation, and you just can't win.
Yeah.
Sort of
Like there have been games where, like I was ready to go, I was going to do the thing, and then someone stole my card, and it was
Yeah.
the one card that I needed. I'm like, cool, the game's over.
Yeah.
I now can't come back because
You
so
can't
the,
get that
the
card.
deck of animals, and there's also some sponsorship cards, which are like science buildings and veterinarians and certain like people that are experts in certain types of animals, which give you various like income points and other different things. So
Yeah.
they're sponsorship cards, but majority of the cards are just animals, different all types of animals for different things. There's about 150 cards.
Big. Yeah.
So in a game where you're
A lot of
playing and you
animals.
probably only see maybe a
minerals
third
in
of that
Yeah.
in a game, it's hard to sort of plan, or if you do spread yourself too thin, it's hard to get yourself out of that hole because
you
the
don't
one
get
card that may really help you is in that other half of the deck that you're never,
never
going to
gonna
see.
see. Yeah.
Right? So the new expansion, which we're going to be playing next week,
That's fucked up.
the
choice.
yeah, the new expansion that we're going to be playing next week fixes that because it allows you to mill through the display, which gives you more chance to see what's out there
Yeah.
and then pick the card that you really need.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. Also, I really think we need to play it with a drafting mechanic to start off with.
does it have a drafting mechanic to start?
Yeah.
I don't think it doesn't.
You were looking up in the rulebook the other day, and then Lockie and I were the ones saying, no, it's Chris's first game, let's not do the drafting.
No, yeah.
But you mean it
I'll
doesn't
see if it's in the
actually-
I don't
rulebook
think it's
because
in the I don't think so. I think I was saying we should do a draft.
See, I think we should play with the alternate maps because that also helps alleviate that.
Yeah.
Like Lachlan played once with the alternate maps and didn't like it. But if you've played with the starting map side so many times, you do the same thing every time. It's play 2 animals, unlock a conservation, unlock the conservation point that you get every round, and then you just going up. The other side of the maps gives so many more options so that you can alleviate issues when they come up.
Another
played
group
it
like
with-
that is Lobster and Fortnite, actually.
The first time I played it, I played it with you and
Yeah,
Sean?
Kai, I think.
Maybe Kai, but I played it with the alternate maps.
Yeah.
Guys, and that
Where
was
did you
good.
play it?
Yeah. Well, we went on stream.
Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't with me then.
Yeah.
So it must have been with Kai.
Yeah, I think it was Kai.
Yeah.
Because then we also...
Might have been like King's birthday or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's the same.
Yeah.
I still don't recognize. I just keep forgetting that it's the king now.
No, we have a king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So used to saying queen.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
queen.
also because I work with
Queen
someone.
this, queen that.
I work with
Yeah.
someone that grew up in Scotland, and he has like just the most scuffed accent. You think he's American, but he's not. It's just
It's just fucking
Scottish.
Scottish.
No, it's Scottish, but taught the Queen's English. But recently, whenever we talk about it, I'm like the King's English because it literally changes depending on who's the monarch.
Yeah.
Also, the king's going to be on currency soon.
He already is.
Is
I've
he?
already seen
You've
him on
seen
some.
it? Wow.
That's amazing.
They have to get that shit circulating fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's gold Dyson. Not a threat, just a statement.
Just the reality.
Don't come as MI5.
Yeah.
Because
Let's
when
just
was
test King Charles.
QE2 inaugurated? Probably like the post-war, right? So like since like the actual first
Before.
one.
So as someone who watched
It was before.
Netflix's The Crown,
Where was it? Yeah.
So
Before
like, I
World War II.
heard she was like driving the Jeep or the Ford, like the Land Rover four-wheel drive
Yeah, because she was
Yeah.
in the armed
in the
forces.
army. Yeah.
But,
all of the monarchy
They
work in the
served?
armed forces in
Yeah.
some way or
Yeah.
another.
Yeah.
it's kind of
Wasn't she coronated in the 60s?
So she took the throne, but coronation usually happens far later.
Yeah.
Like coronation is just this whole big to-do and hubbub. I think the coronation for King Charles has happened, but he was already ruling for a couple of months before it actually happened.
Yeah,
Right.
makes sense.
Because for whatever reason, it used to be like this whole big party.
Yeah, because they can't feed the poor. They have to have fucking jewels everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm not going to comment on it.
Anyway.
Anyways,
The point is, King's English.
Yeah. So I've been really coming around on smells recently.
What?
elaborate.
Yeah, so look, this is a two-part comment.
Do
Okay.
you want a noodle, Tom?
No, I'm good.
Shall I segue
Um,
that? You see,
this
the
sounds-
king
this-
has a
I love-
nose, and
I
the
love
nose
it when
is
people
capable of
spell
smelling.
This
Now-
sounds like bullshit, but part of the reason you can get tired while driving is because you have your car's aircon on recirculate,
Yeah.
and you can use up a lot of the oxygen that is getting recirculated. It sounds like bullshit because your car's not airtight, but actually your car's
The
not
amount
bringing
of
in more oxygen than you are
the amount
taking
of
in.
oxygen that's coming in is outweighed by the amount of oxygen
So it's
you
just-
and or your passenger are using.
So you can make yourself tired. You're never going to pass out from it, but you can make yourself more tired by living it on recirculate the whole time. And because I have sleep apnea and I'm more predisposed to that, I was like, cool, fuck it. I'm just not going to have my car on recirculate anymore.
Yeah.
There are so many smells out there that I've just been missing out on because I've had my car on
I never
recirculate.
seen you drive another about.
Dude, literally, I was driving and I'm like, man, the Swan River smells amazing.
Yeah.
So
And then you get hit with a car exhaust and you're like, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
cool.
the
And
flip
then
side of that is on the train, because trains are definitely not airtight and they clearly use like the circulate. There's a spot on the Armadale line where you go past and you're like, that's dog food. It's like through the Welsh Pool area.
Oh,
but
is that
they
the
must-
horse factory?
Yeah, something
Oh,
like that.
It smells like
Yeah,
dog
it
food and
smells.
glue.
Smells
So,
great.
well,
Because I'm an audiovisual person, right? Like, who cares about touch? Taste is only there so I can actually get nutrients in me.
Yeah.
Audio and visual is the main shit. Smells are good, man. Touch
I'm-
bad.
I'm
As,
really
as
too
someone
nice,
with
but-
as someone with a velvet chair, touch is very important.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll go through shopping centres when I'm buying clothes. I'll touch almost
Yes.
every shirt
Yes.
because if I'm going to
Yes.
wear it, it
Yes,
just needs to be nice.
100%. I am with you. I am
Yeah.
on you. I can't buy any bathers at the moment because they all have that stupid rib pattern.
Yeah.
Everything is ribbed at the moment. I don't want ribbed. I want smooth.
But,
You
yeah,
heard it.
but speaking of smells, I was on the train one day going to work, and this is like, I don't know, 6 o'clock in the morning, right? some fella hops on the train. He's got a bottle, and he comes and sits down next to me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read my book. Anyway, next minute I hear a shake, shake, shake. Oh no! All I can smell is just fucking petrol, man. It was shocking.
Yum yum.
And then he wouldn't stop talking to me, but he was friendly. It was alright, but it's just the smell was very
I've met
unpleasant.
so many people like that where like if I'm going to be judgmental and stuff, and I take one look at them up and down, I'm like, this person is just the most decrepit, horrid, like repulsive person. But they walk up and they're like, hey buddy, you know, how you going? And they have this great personality, and I'm like, if only you showered, it was perfect.
Yes, you do play Magic the Gathering.
Yeah,
And as someone who works
I was not one to
retail-
talk about Magic the Gathering and BO.
There's some people you're like, you're not a horrible person,
So you know that,
but you haven't showered in fuck knows how
that's a big
long.
thing for me. It's judgmental and it's shallow.
Always got like a can of deodorant in my work bag because I don't smell
I
bad.
have.
yeah.
So this is why having a Costco membership is amazing, because you buy an 8-pack of big deodorant bottles and it's
So
like
good.
$25. It's like you make your money's worth. You make your money's worth at Costco, not on the fresh food, not on like your meats and your bakery goods. You make it on all of you make it on all of the like cleaning supplies. Like I think we picked up a 6-pack of like White King toilet gel for like $25. Like. And that's the stuff where it usually costs you like $80 to buy it in that kind of quantity at Kohl's or Woolies. Costco, $20. We haven't bought toilet cleaner since we moved in a year ago.
Yeah, because you could just get so much.
You get so much.
Yeah.
And
Same
this
with
is why I
dishwasher
like
liquid.
smells.
so like my
Toilet
brain
cleaner.
goes, like there are things that I like buying in bulk, and it's things like that, so like toilet gel, like things that I'm just like, I don't want to run out of these things, because when I go back to the shops, it's either super expensive to replace, and I don't want, like, I'm not paying full price for that. I'm going to pay, like, because it's long-term storage stuff that you just don't.
Oh yeah, I just bought bulk pasta because I'm like, look, if both of us lose our job, at least we'll have food.
Yeah.
And actually, we've just started running out of that pasta because again, you got it at the beginning.
I
of the
think we
year.
still have more in there.
Yeah, there is more.
Yeah.
And then there are some things that are like, obviously, like fresh is better, and that's just food. But Costco do really good beef mints, and then they have like brisket.
Beef mince, basically once every 3 months, we'll go and buy 4 kilos of beef mince, 4 kilos of pork mince, 2 kilos of beef cubes.
Then you separate it, freeze it, and you're good for
That's
ages.
exactly it.
That's it.
Wow.
And it costs me like $100.
Yeah.
The only time I'll get mince outside of that is our closest IGA does a brisket and chuck mix specifically for burgers.
Yeah, our closest IGA has a butcher in store who specializes in like American cuts.
Ooh, nice.
So there's everything you could want in there.
Like
and then
those burgers were so fatty that I started out by cooking them low and slow, and they oiled up the pan for everything else I cooked after
Nice.
that.
And then you like cook your onions in that, and you're like,
You know I did, baby. You know I did.
Oh, she's on it.
So
Any vegetarians in chat? Sorry.
So you come around to smells. What about bad smells?
Look, bad smells exist for a reason, so that I can avoid them, but I still have to smell them first. So I know to avoid them.
Yes.
True, yeah.
You don't eat your
I have
poo-poos.
so many things that I could say right now, but it's inappropriate for the internet.
Isn't there some phenomenon where like you're totally fine being in the toilet with the smell of your own, you know, doo-doo, but like if you walk in after somebody else,
It's horrendous.
It's like
I think that's also
I feel like it's
why,
it's-
and I'll need to check this because this could just be some bullshit I saw on TikTok. It's not going to taste good, but it's perfectly safe for you to eat your own excrement
Yeah, but like, it could also be the argument of like the frog.
because it's just
water.
all your own bacteria that you already have inside.
Yeah, boiling water. Like if you put it immediately in boiling water, it's going to jump out. I know it's probably going to jump out when it gets too hot anyway, but like if you bring that temperature up slowly, like it's
like one step.
the smell doesn't immediately like well, sometimes it does, but
Depends what you ate.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like, but the thing is like.
Morgarboon wants to greatly counteract your point.
Good.
No, it is not.
I don't know if it's safe per se. It's
I mean, there's a reason why it's leaving our body. That's all I'm gonna
yeah.
say.
It would be. No, I'm not gonna go there.
Let's just move on.
Yeah, I was gonna make
This is a shit topic.
Fine.
Yeah, so I'm leaving him here.
Okay.
Magic the Gathering. How have people been enjoying the new sets? Because I'm finally coming around on the Magic is getting
Bullshit?
Yeah, little bullshit.
Yeah, told you.
Oh, it's
So-
so calm.
Are we talking about Ixalan though? Ixalan?
Uh-huh.
So I really like. Okay, so I'm building a deck. Not saying what it is, but it is on the mechanic of descend and card draw and keeping my card hand low whilst also drawing lots of cards. As in, like, forcing my card hand to be only 2 whilst also drawing 7.
Tom, do you want to come over here and get into that?
No, good.
And then
Tom's trying to get himself
putting
into
stuff
a
into my
floaty.
graveyard. And I need to work on it, and I'm excited to build it, but that is...
It's also time.
Yeah.
time
Time and
budget.
money, yeah.
I go through phases of being super into Magic, and I saw a really funny thing yesterday that I showed one of my coworkers, and it's like, how do you like to play Magic? And it's just one of those like infographics that shows you how to swipe a debit card through a machine.
Yep.
It's like, how do you play Magic? You
Yeah.
purchase complete.
Yeah, absolutely.
I bought my first $20 card. That's the most I've spent on a singular card. Yeah,
Anything above $10 these days, I proxy.
yeah, fair enough.
How's
I
your
know,
Magic
like-
card collection going, Sean?
I think it's someone who has strong
And a solid
he knows
zero.
what it is.
That's good. Keep it that way.
Yeah.
You don't want that
Stay away
credit
from
card.
that cardboard
Yeah.
crack
Yeah.
face.
It's an old
Most-
card.
most
It's
of the time.
yeah, this card's an old card. It's held that value for a long while. I don't see it dropping anytime
Yeah.
soon.
But yeah, no, Magic. I was fine with Magic when they were printing fun sets and it was all interesting and draft was a fun format, and then they were printing alternate versions that were the chase cards
Yeah.
because that funds things. It keeps people interested. It gets people to buy packs. But now they are printing 1 or 2 cards every set that are just busted.
Yeah. Well,
And it reiterates my point that Commander is always a better format when there are limitations on it. If everyone was just building the most powerful stuff every time, people would build Thoracle decks every single time.
Yep.
But Commander is way more fun when you're like, oh, I want to build a deck that does this mechanic. It's not strong,
it's gimmicky.
Yeah.
It's funny. Let's
But
see how far
it's
we can
gonna
push
play.
it. Let's see how far we can push this.
which is why I don't mind proxying all the lands, because every Commander deck should run every single opponent land that it
Battle
can,
Bond.
the Battle Bond lands, because it's not ultra powerful, it just means your deck is 1% faster.
True. It's true.
It's true.
You didn't building anything cool, Chris?
This is going to come as a shock to some of you, but I actually do not like Magic anymore. Not very much. I love playing the game, and I love my cards. I love playing with friends. I love playing on the show. But, like, I have not bought Magic products since probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I
Is
have
it
no
'cause
plans on doing
Is it because of the themes and things they're coming out with?
Themes are fine, and the gripe that lots of people have with things like Transformers, Walking Dead, Jurassic Park, like, I don't really care much for that, nor do I care against it. But to me, the game is different now. It'd be sort of like playing World of Warcraft for a long time, and then like looking at the standard game, modern versus classical, and being like, they're just so different. And I'm not going to be a gatekeeper or anything, or tell everyone their role.
But that's the thing, like, standard is barely a thing anymore. Like, that isn't how people play Magic.
Yeah.
Legacy and Modern are getting broken by every new
The set
release.
that comes out. It's just
But every card that gets printed that's super good has been designed basically for standard and commander at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So you have the number of legendary creatures been printed in the last 4
It's
years
like quadruple.
is actually more than across the entire rest of the history of the game. And all of them do extraordinarily powerful things for a very, very cheap price. So the game is becoming more powerful, and if you're up with the game, then of course it's sort of like, if everyone's super, no one's super, like Syndrome from The Incredibles. But like, to me, the game means something different, and yeah, I don't know, I just don't particularly care much for the game anymore. I'll play Commander with you guys on stream. It's so much fun playing like with our like with the monocolor decks like the other week was one of my favorite episodes. Plus like ones where we get to bring in and do Commander Roulette, and you never know what you're gonna get. It's gonna be like crazy stuff happening all the time.
even budget upgrades was really fun.
That's
Yeah.
why I really enjoyed. I really wanted a copy of Golem Obsessed Stalker because I wanted a life gain deck forever, and it just seems like a fun way to build life gain because it's at the end of your end step. Everyone who's been hit by Golem at any point during the game loses life equal to what you gain this turn.
Yeah.
So you just fucking do mono black bullshit, hit people, go for your life. But like can't find it anywhere in Australia right now for whatever reason. So I was like, fuck it, I never do this. It's close to Christmas. I'll buy myself a pack. Didn't get Golem, but I did get the 4-color Aragorn the Uniter, and I was like, cool. I have all these Lord of the Rings cards that I wasn't going to use. let's just put all the good Lord of the Rings stuff I have into one 4-color deck. And it's fun. Like, it's just a mix of hobbits and humans doing hobbit and human things.
Yeah.
And with that restriction, the deck is just more fun than let me put all the strongest bullshit together and win on turn 4.
So you put restrictions on yourself, or if you want to build a deck like for purely flavor, you're like, oh, I'm going to build a lizard deck, right? And you're like, fuck yeah, it's so much fun building a deck, and it's so much fun playing with that deck. The problem is, you go up against 3 other opponents who have all optimized their decks and have extraordinarily powerful cards that are just unbeatable. And so you might be having fun for a small moment, and then you just kind of sit there and watch them throw cards around the table. Free casting every card off the top of your deck with no mana cost, exiling shit and getting rewarded. Every commander has some like card advantage self-sustaining engine where you really don't need to build a deck in a particular way to get the reward. And yeah, it just doesn't really resemble the same things that I used to like the game.
Yeah, but Pauper EDH.
Pauper EDH is much the same, actually.
Yeah? No, you didn't enjoy it?
I've got 2 Pauper decks ready to go. Like, I've got a Voltron Pauper EDH deck, and I've got like a Selesnya Populate Pauper EDH deck. I can't imagine playing a game of Pauper EDH that won't turn into another version of Commander.
Really, all the games of Pauper EDH I've played so far are just so much fun because you see stuff you never see before. The power limit is way down.
Yeah.
And you're just doing dumb things.
That's probably the one good thing about that kind of format there is like the power limit is changed.
Power limit, yeah.
But
I've built a cube.
Oh yeah.
A really low power level cube.
Nice.
And I've designed it in a very particular way.
Cube, for those who don't know, is a draft format where you build basically your own custom set that everyone then uses the cards from.
I've designed it. And I play tested it with 2 of my friends. They hated it. They hated it and they complained because a lot of what the game resembles now, which is like card advantage, free casting, like self-sustained combos in the same card, I specifically avoided, and for that reason they didn't they didn't enjoy it as much as like say just a standard draft format.
Next to the Moon asks, what's the most powerful card in Magic? Is it still Black Lotus?
It's hard to say.
Yeah,
they're all powerful for different reasons.
It depends on what you want to define as powerful, really. Like, honestly, efficiency for mana would be what is really the most powerful thing.
I mean, with that in mind, I would probably argue that the most powerful card in Magic now is Sol Ring. It's the one thing that everybody puts into a deck.
Yeah, so they're powerful because they enable other powerful things. I honestly, because did they ban Up the Beanstalk in Modern?
I believe so. Either that or Legacy, I forget.
Yeah. Honestly, Up the Beanstalk could be up there. Because so Up the Beanstalk is a 2-mana card. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card, and then whenever you cast a spell with mana value 5 or greater, you draw a card. And in those formats, there's a bunch of spells that are either greatly reduced in mana cost or free to cast if you meet certain requirements. So it doesn't even matter if your cards get countered, because you still get to draw a card and go through your deck anyway.
If Up the Beanstalk had been designed 5 years earlier, it would not trigger a card draw on Enter the Battlefield.
Yeah.
And like that's the kind of like power creep.
And this comes into your argument of what you're saying. Well, I agree. I think the main reason I'm buying boosters at the moment is because there's money cards. And that's what it breaks down to. I actually have less interest in the cards in the set. I'll buy the 1 or 2 that's going to help a deck here and there. But I usually build towards a gimmick. Like, you've seen my Nekazar. Yeah, that's optimized.
Yeah.
But it's optimized around one specific mechanic, which is card.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and that's what my commander does. Like, I build around a mechanic and I try and abuse that mechanic as much as I can.
That's why I built Zayatora. Is it's just like, here's a chance to do dumb Rakdos things, but also have green to get big creatures. I haven't like fully optimized it, but there's some decent stuff in there that's like, let's double the power and toughness of everything on the field. Go.
Yeah. But in terms of, like, if you break down the nuts and bolts of Magic, the thing that wins games is mana.
Yeah, mana.
So fast mana is probably the strongest thing you can get, really, because
suggestion for Sol Ring.
Mana Crypt, and Mana Crypt's like $200. Like, and they've reprinted it just recently, so that's now made it more powerful because it's more accessible again. So I don't know. I'd argue that Mana Crypt is probably one of the more powerful cards, just because it's fast, really fast mana.
Yeah.
Mana gets you to do things, and that's how you win games.
Yep.
I am comfortable with it.
I know. So, Morgar Moon, it wasn't that Tegan fell in. Tegan's just currently trying to like get on top of like the donut floaty I have. It was just funny because
I'm swimming over here.
Yeah, just paddle your way over here, spam.
Come on, bro.
I just wasn't.
You can do it.
I just wasn't expecting it. But yeah, this is why I don't have them inflated all the way. Because if they were inflated all the way, you just wouldn't get it. Yeah.
I just wanted to like float
Yes.
on some sun.
Yeah, that's fine. So that's why I go like through the middle.
Yes.
I don't know. I just think fast mana.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be it.
Sorry.
Hey Sean, what's your crack? They're talking about their cardboard crack. What about
Yeah, like,
yours?
you're very quiet over
Are
there.
you a normal crack kind of guy, or
Sean's taken the kind
You like
route
the
to magic,
expensive
which
crack?
to acknowledge that it exists and stay the fuck away
Yeah.
from
oh,
it.
Kai is so buying the Fallout decks. Though.
Yeah, he will.
Of course.
I enjoy
you're
the
excited.
Universes Beyond stuff.
Mm.
I think they're either just fun, interesting cards half the time because, like, apart from 1 or 2 reprints, the Doctor Who set wasn't all that powerful.
Yeah.
And
There was some pretty strong fucking
I was
bullshit.
gonna say that you say
Um,
that and then your deck like slaps so hard.
but
That's what
then,
it's
like, as basically a Doctor Who card game, it's fun. Like, you buy those 4 decks, you have that forever.
Yeah.
So for those
Basically, what it could be is not necessarily Magic the Gathering.
Exactly.
It could just simply be its own. It'd be like Netrunner.
it's almost like they have the word Deck Master on there
Yeah.
because it was going to be a whole different series of different games at one point.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's 30-year-old information.
Yeah.
It's too
The
much
brand
for
is too strong
these
now.
Zoomers, man. But yeah.
Yeah.
So Sean, crack. You've been having any good crack recently?
Have you had crack
There's nothing
recently?
that I'm really addicted to. We've been playing Factorio on the computer a bit. People refer to that as Cracktorio.
Nothing I'm addicted to. I just have 1,200 hours on Factorio.
What's Factorio?
Factorio is a game on the computer. It's it's an isometric game where you mine resources to then belt into assemblers to then create other components to then create other components, and it basically snowballs. And the whole point of the game is that you crash land on a planet and you need to mine the basic resources to craft all the way up a tech tree to build a rocket to get off the planet.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like Subnautica.
It's
Except for this-
automation and logistical.
Yes.
Yeah,
Crap.
and
Crafting automation.
the beauty of the game is that it's really well optimized. And like I've watched people play it like on YouTube, and had something like 100,000 items on the screen at a time, like little bits that
Yeah,
go
yeah.
into their factories and stuff. 100,000 things, and it doesn't really slow down. Like I understand these people probably have very fast computers, but it's really well optimized that it doesn't slow down the computer or grind or chunk. He's in.
Just go back down and do like the hair flip
Yeah,
on your
yeah.
way back out.
Right, watch out. Oh shit.
Very well done.
I mean, it's out of your face, so.
That's much better.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Chris, you look
No,
so
no.
hot doing it.
But
Have you modded Factorio?
no. I haven't even done I haven't even got to the rocket the first time yet. I've
Yeah.
only just gotten to trains. It's as far as I've got.
It's
That
about the
screen
process. It's
folded
not
shape
the
for
end
me.
goal.
You probably shouldn't play Factorio.
But
No, I know I shouldn't play back
what I
out.
like,
It's 2
what
years
makes
of
me
your life.
happy is that it's a game designed by programmers. So
Yeah.
the whole thing, like even just belting stuff and putting it into something to create something else, is following like programming language in a way,
Yeah.
and it's very satisfying.
Yeah, and you know that there is programming later on in it.
Yeah, it's programming later on. Like, yeah, it's
God
insane.
damn.
Like you can build. I watched someone. There was a theory that the world that you're on in the game is kind of like Minecraft. It's like infinite. You can go forever and ever and ever. There's always new chunks. Like it's gonna, just never end. But there is actually a hard limit to the game. A guy made a automated system where, and this is like a dude that's got thousands upon thousands of hours of Factorio, where he got a train, set it all up, and you can have robots that pre-build stuff for you and stuff. He set up this train to build a section of track, drive to the end of it, stop, build another section of track with robots that are on it, and do this all automated, so his character didn't even need to be there. He didn't even need to play it. It did it itself. Right? He put it on and left it running. It took 3 months of continuous game time to reach the edge of the map.
Farlands.
Yeah,
That's a big map.
3
Yeah.
months. And it was like, oh my god. And
That's incredible. I was saying to Sean online that kind of reminds me of that scene from Wallace and Gromit where like he's building the track as the train.
You can actually do it though.
Amazing.
Is that the Penguin one?
Yeah. God, I have not watched the original Wallace and Gromit in so long because we always just watch Curse of the Were Rabbit.
Yeah.
Or Chicken Run, which isn't the same thing, I know, but it's still the best Wallace and Gromit.
I think there's a new one coming.
The new one is out.
Is
We
it?
don't talk about that one.
We gave up halfway through.
Oh, really?
It's not very good.
It didn't have the same charm as the original, I think is the fairest way to put it. It was a Netflix thing that they did. They changed a bunch of the actors, and like I think for a younger audience it would be really good, but like the original Chicken Nugget, its charm came in the fact that it's like, I don't want to be a regular chicken and we're gonna get eaten if we stay here, so we need to get out.
Yeah.
And then in the new one, basically the whole point is they're trying to break into something to then break out again.
There weren't many high stakes in the new one. There was one fantastic joke in the new one which I appreciated a lot. Basically they're breaking in and they beat this guy up and they use his eye as like an eye scan, secret agent access to the door. But like behind the scenes, it's just a picture of the person's eye, and the clerk has this big book, and they open it and check, and she turns the page, and it gets to this guy, and it's like, Gary, night shift, and there's like fucking red blood vessels all over his eyes, like he's hella tired. I thought that was funny. Can relate.
I was gonna say.
That's great.
Someone who's been in that position.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I'm a huge fan of Scooby-Doo, right? And like the old Scooby-Doos just hold such a nostalgic part of my heart where they're animated.
Yeah, okay.
No, man, give me
talking
the Scooby-Doo that was supposed to be R18. Anyway, keep going.
but like
I'll come back to that.
Those are so great. And then like the newer ones that
I won't hear a bad word about Freddie Prinze Jr. I won't.
I'm
will
not
not.
talking about the live action.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
talking about animated. But you watch the new animated, and obviously they're not exactly the same.
It's not the same. It's kind of, apparently.
That's the nature of time, though.
Yeah, I know. And
well, I didn't realize this happened. Fairly Odd Parents, I think, is either still going.
Went on for a long time.
It went on for a lot longer than we think.
There
it
was a
did.
dog. There was a baby fairy.
There's the Fairly Odd Parents that we all remember, and then there's a Fairly Odd Parents entirely for the newer generation of people that are used to it. And I'm trying to think. There was another thing that was very similar. And I can't quite remember what it was.
Powerpuff Girls?
Maybe.
SpongeBob, they agreed not to make any more while the original creator was still alive. Or not to make any more, and then the second he died, they were like, well, 3D animation, let's go.
Maybe I'm not thinking of SpongeBob.
But back to Scooby-Doo. The live-action Scooby-Doo movie, or at least the first one, was supposed to be made for adults. There are still remnants and stuff in there. Like if you watch it with the knowledge that Velma was supposed to be gay, you can still pick that up in the film. But
This
they
is
recut
Spooky Island, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there is a deleted scene that you
such a
can
good
still
one.
go and watch where Velma is possessed and straight up not topless dancing, 'cause she still has a bra on, but like her and some like vampire bitches are all like dancing in cabaret, sexy burlesque shit.
That's cool.
Which is crazy when you go and watch it now 'cause it's a kids film.
I'd have fucking loved it.
It's not a kids film. It's I'm trying to think of the right way to describe it. It's
cheeky.
No, it was the sequel for adults that watched the originals as a kid, and there was another movie that did that recently, and I can't quite remember it.
okay. Why do you think that? In fact, something that I heard was Matthew Lillard, who plays Shaggy. He apparently the voice actor for the original Shaggy stopped doing it or passed away or whatever in like 2013. So he's been doing
it for so long.
Yeah, he's
Dude,
the voice actor for Shaggy.
That man has so much range.
He's good.
Yeah.
What's on Scoob?
And apparently he to do the voice, he had to like yell and make his voice really hoarse to get the Shaggy voice right.
Scoob!
So before, like obviously he did that like a couple of times for audition and stuff. He just yelled himself stupid for the audition to get that hoarse voice to then go in and do the audition. But obviously he realised that he couldn't keep doing that because he was going to ruin his voice. But he did it, then recorded himself, and then trained himself to speak the way Shaggy does to mimic it, but without having to yell for it.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so it's like he's full on going down the road to try and make it as like proper as he can.
Yeah.
He's like the best fit. Like if there's anybody out there that you could cast to fit a role, I think Matthew Lillard is like
Yeah.
the best.
Well, between him and Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
he redefined that role. Like Iron Man was so much more of an asshole before that. And he like just nailed this little section in.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Cool, that makes sense now." Our neighbors have decided to start playing music loudly, so that's fun.
I actually think they're playing the hottest 100.
That tracks.
Yeah, I feel like I turned ours up a little bit, and I think they matched.
Nice.
Yellow. What's the time?
It is 11:08. We've been live
For an hour.
just over an hour. We won't count the first 10 minutes, because that was cat catching time.
We were talking about.
No, yeah, you're talking about Japan. I'm stuck on a sequel that was released recently, but they didn't do it for the kids that the original movie was made for. They did it for the adults that watched the original movie.
Yeah.
Not Goosebumps.
No, not
I think that was
Goosebumps.
for kids.
Yeah.
I was just trying to think of
Spy
sequels.
Kids, but now it's Spy Adults.
I would
Did you know
I would
that
watch the shit out of a
That-
Spy Kids movie if it
Now, did
came
you guys
out.
know that the brother from Spy Kids is
Machete.
married?
Machete.
No.
Oh, the younger brother,
The
like the
younger
kid,
brother,
the kid.
The child.
Yeah, not, yeah. You mean the main character?
Yeah, the main character.
Judy.
Brother.
Judy.
Yeah.
He's married to Megan Trainor,
Who's that?
a very famous pop artist.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Who else? There's a bunch of people I discovered were married that I was like, oh, okay. Actually, the one that gets me all the time, and I don't know how relevant it's been to everyone else, but I'm blanking on her name. The lead actor in Everything Everywhere All at Once, Michelle.
I know the face, but
Yeah.
What's,
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm stepping in.
Is it Michelle Yeoh, the lead actor from Everything Everywhere? Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
that one.
So yeah,
I didn't enjoy it.
You didn't enjoy Everything Everywhere All at Once? I think it is very much one of those films where it's like you need to be a fan of that kind of theme.
yeah. But she has been dating and is married to Jean Todt, who was the lead. He was the head of the Ferrari Formula One team from they've been together since 2005.
Oh wow.
So racing and acting.
Yeah, it was just like okay.
I mean, the
Like-
more interesting one for me is one of the duo from Britannic,
Yeah.
married to Karen Gillan from the Marvel
I know
Universe /
Britannic.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, so
Yeah, okay.
Nick from Titanic is married to Amy from Doctor Who.
Oh, cool.
And it was one of those things that hit me all in one day because she posted something about she forgot she had marriage counselling when she was already in makeup, so she's doing marriage counselling. And they were doing marriage counselling because they'd only been married a year, but they wanted to develop ways to communicate with each other and have a healthy relationship.
Especially because, she's working in Marvel films. It's like, imagine being away doing Marvel films for that length of time and trying to maintain a healthy relationship only a year out.
Yeah. But so she's in that makeup doing marriage counselling, which is really funny. And then my brother's like, hey, did you know that the marriage counselling she's doing is with Nick? And I was like, just broke my brain for a whole day.
That's great.
So they're doing Britannic guys are doing a podcast now, which is very funny. If you've never watched Britannic, they are like OG sketch YouTube. Like they were the first people to be doing funny stuff on YouTube.
On the scene.
And so they're doing a podcast now, and they had one, and they asked who would your hall pass be? Like if you could sleep with one famous person, who would it be? And they're like, oh, you should ask your wife. And so she just walks into the podcast and hey, which one of your acting people that you work with would be your hall pass? So it's a very different question when the person is actually in Hollywood.
Yeah.
In the thing, yeah. Well, on that topic, who would your guys' hall pass be?
Robert Downey Jr. though.
Yeah, good idea.
He's shaggy.
Yeah. Hell yeah. He'd have to put on the shaggy voice like Jerry.
I am very excited actually to see what Robert Downey Jr. does in this era of his career, because obviously he had all his heights as a young actor, his downfall as he was fucked up on too much crack. I don't actually know if he did drag. Yeah, ate a shitty burger and got clean, and then got into Marvel. And now he's
Robert Downey Jr.?
he sat there one day and was like, man, this is a shitty burger, why am I eating this? Alright, time to get clean, so I stopped eating shitty burgers.
I mean, good on him, whatever works, but
people have been trying to get him clean, it wasn't just
No,
No,
Robert Downey
like-
Jr. is definitely one of those ones where you don't realize how far he actually fell before Iron Man.
Yeah.
And so Iron Man was his first big one back, and now he's he was great in Oppenheimer. like a really subtle performance, and then all out at the end.
I
And
can't
so
remember who he was in Oppenheimer.
Yeah, so
he's basically the antagonist.
He's
He's the guy who's trying to be a US senator.
in all the black and white sections.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. I was just like, frick, who was he?
So just super curious to see what he does going forward. It sounds like he and Nolan really want to keep working together, and what more serious roles he takes on now.
It's like I was
Well, he
reading.
did Tropic Thunder as well.
Tropic Thunder is incredible.
haven't
What an
seen it in so long.
what an insanely amazing film.
It's like Robert Pattinson now does like since Twilight, and he made a bunch of money off that, and he was happy. Like he's like that's why he did
He
it.
did the Daniel Radcliffe and just do whatever he wants.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he
now
wants to
he
make
gets to do a
enough
bunch
money
of,
to just do fun things instead of what
and
he
that's
had
what
to
he
do.
does now. Like he now only takes jobs that he wants to, and does interesting films that he actually genuinely
Yeah,
wants to.
we can't talk about it because Beck hasn't seen it yet and she wants to watch it. But he is awesome in the Batman.
Yeah, no,
Which is where I was leading to.
Yeah,
Like,
enjoyed it.
so now he only that's why he's like his role in Batman is so good because he's like been able to go do a bunch of side stuff before Batman. He was always a good actor. Just Twilight just like dogged him essentially. But
I don't think Twilight dogged him. I think he did, as someone who read the books, I think he did fine in Twilight for what was being asked of him.
yes,
I think the internet just
out of
takes no prisoners. It was just like, you played Edward in Twilight, they made you look like a fucking
fun and
glitter
little twink.
troll, like a glitter pop vinyl, and it was just so easy to make fun of.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even that it was bad, it was just easy to make fun
Look
of.
how they massacred my boy.
And so, like, he made so much money off of it. It was so easy for him just to turn around and be like, cool. Now I'm
Just
gonna
talk
do
shit
what I
about
want.
it for
Because a
the
really
foreseeable future.
big thing on TikTok at the moment is people commending his performance in The Heron in an English adaptation of the new
yet to see that one. I'm really excited. There's going to be like a Spirited Away,
Miyazaki.
Child and the Heron.
The Child and the Heron or something like that. And basically the internet's like, Robert Pattinson didn't need to go as hard as he did, and he did.
Which famous actor is in Howl's Moving Castle?
Christian Bale.
That's it. Yep.
He's Hal, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
He's
He is
the
Hal in that one.
Western voice of Hal.
Yeah, Emily Mortimer is Sophie.
I fucking love Emily
You
Mortimer.
love Emily Mortimer.
She's my whole pass.
Yeah, she is your hall pass, actually. I know this.
Yeah.
Billy Crystal is Calcifer.
But that's only so I can have sex with her as the car version of her from Cars 2 when she's a secret agent.
There you go. Tom unironically loves cars.
No, I unironically love Emily Mortimer.
Like an engineer.
No.
With a ferry, but with cars.
Yeah, there's a French film that explores that called Titane.
Yeah, it's a photo I saw as a child. It's called Stunt Muffler.
Anyway.
Chris has seen it.
I'm going to be stuck on the sequel thing for a while because it's
Yeah.
actually going to drive me insane because I know it's a recent movie. I know I really liked it, and I know I really liked it because the sequel, they didn't pander to kids. They pandered to the adults that watched the original movie.
Oh, you're talking about Haunted Mansion?
No.
With Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, but the new
The
one.
original Haunted Mansion. I liked that, but I thought the new one was like independent of that.
Yeah. I don't know. I had a few callbacks, so it was okay.
Love Howl's Moving Castle. Yeah.
Any movies you're looking forward to?
If you're reading our messages, give us some chat away. Bye.
I don't know. I mean, it's not that all cracked open this one again, but June, I'm looking forward to it.
June Partridge.
Yeah.
I love
I hope
I can hear Reese face palming right now.
Reese just fucking dive bombs. No, I'm.
Oh, is he a
I'm
massive fan?
No.
Oh,
hates
He
it.
doesn't, but
He
the
doesn't
problem
like
is
Dune.
a bunch of the nerds do really like Dune.
Yeah.
and so they're like,
I'm really hoping they do a back-to-back in Atmos,
Oh,
so
yeah.
we can do
I think they will.
watch part 1 and part 2 in Atmos.
Yeah.
Do another Barbie
6
day?
hours in the chair.
yeah, with less
Yeah.
emotional
Yeah.
baggage at the end of it.
Yeah. yeah.
I don't know, man. We're gonna watch a
I'm
Jihad. That's gonna be pretty.
If they do it like you can watch the first part and then like go and we could have like an hour break or something quickly like and
Yeah.
go back in.
That's
That'd
what,
be pretty good.
that's what we did with Oppenheimer and Barbie Day.
Yeah,
It was, which was good. And same, like, Oppenheimer was first, which was like a good thing.
No, you do the sandwich. You do Barbie, Oppenheimer, Barbie.
So wait, you watch half of Barbie, you go
No, you watch all of Barbie, then you watch all of Oppenheimer, then you watch all of Barbie again.
Speaking
Or
of
the
Barbie,
joke keeps going and you watch Barbie but with the Oppenheimer audio.
But
brilliant.
just when would the explosion happen then? I wonder.
No,
if
I
just
that's
can.
I'm just kidding.
So, just because this is something I actually want to talk about, have you guys seen the Oscar nominations?
No.
Pretty much everything about Barbie got nominated for an Oscar, except for Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie.
Yes.
They actually got dogged out of the nominations for their section.
I
So
disagree, but not because I don't think they were deserving of it, but because this is the first year in about 8 years where there has been too many good films to nominate. I don't think they got dogged. I think it was actually a difficult choice to cut them. They also didn't miss out entirely because both of them are producers on the film, and the film is up for Best Film.
So, I think it's incredibly rude to say that Barbie is the best film, but to not even nominate Greta Gerwig as the director.
I know, it's almost like when Denis Villeneuve, when June won all the technical awards and almost won Best Film, but he wasn't nominated for Best Director.
Don't watch me.
You're good?
I'm good.
Yeah, no, the Oscar, like, don't get me wrong. I think Greta Gerwig should have been nominated. I don't know if Robbie's performance was good enough to get nominated against everything else that is up for it.
Nah, I disagree.
I don't understand why the dude is nominated. I didn't think his performance was that strong.
Gosling.
Yeah, Alan.
The dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
But two of
Alan?
the...
Michael Cera.
I don't know which one got nominated.
Alright.
Ryan Gosling, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian.
But two of the songs are up for Best Song, and I think one of them will win.
I think Barbie's... No, hang on. There's an award known as the GOAT, I think. Grammy, Oscar, Tony, Emmy.
Yeah, EGOT.
EGOT. Oh, thank you. It's an EGOT, and there are only a few people that have ever gotten an EGOT because in order to get the Grammy, it has to be musically related. And so I think Elton John's like one of the ones that had an EGOT.
Elton John only just got his EGOT in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because he got an Oscar, didn't he?
No, he got an Emmy.
Oh, what did he get an Emmy for?
One of his live shows.
There you go.
Yeah, Dune 2, I just recently rewatched Dune 1 and it was just like, it was so much better on the second watch.
Oh yeah.
That I was just like...
Only your second watch?
But yeah, no, I really watched it. I don't generally rewatch the same film. That's the thing. Like, there's only a select few that are like my all-time kind of like, these are my go-to films I'll rewatch. Otherwise, it's usually one and done.
No, it's good because you pick up other stuff that's going on outside of like the main frame.
It also just didn't feel like it. Like the first time I watched it, it felt long.
Yeah.
It was a huge information dump.
Yeah.
Whereas the second time, so I have a vague idea of what's, but it didn't actually feel anywhere near as long.
But it's very good information.
Oh, no, that's not a complaint. I really enjoyed the first time too, but this is better the second time.
It was really good to have some context given to me by Sean and Lockie, because I hadn't read the books. I've never seen the 80s adaptation of Dune. So going to the film...
You should totally watch it.
I should.
It's actually a good film. I watched it recently.
It's a cult classic.
Again, going in with the knowledge that you have, now watching that one, you'll get it. Like if you watch it with no knowledge, you'd be like, "What the heck am I watching?"
Right, exactly.
Right.
That's what I fear
the
about
original
the
1984 Dune movie, whatever it was.
Oh, you mean with Sting?
Yeah, with Sting.
Oh, really? From the tapes?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it's on the internet.
Now I have to watch it.
Yeah. And yeah, I was like, all right. There's definitely some scenes where you're like, what am I watching right here? This is some weird stuff, but like for the time, that is a very big. It's a long movie for its age.
Oh yeah, because they don't do a part one and part two.
They do everything.
They just do the whole thing. Wow.
But it's the 80s when movies.
So you'll get the context for part two before you go and see it.
Well, it's actually worth watching. Right. But they do about 60% of the movie is part one. Then they cram the last part two and the last 40 to maybe 30% of the movie. So it feels a bit rushed.
Yeah,
but
it's
again,
pretty funny.
Because of the time, they fit a lot in. Hey, thank you.
Oh, sorry, I took the chapter.
He took.
Hi, Steven. How you doing?
It's the theater stud.
Hello.
It's been 4 years.
I know, we might finally meet.
In Azkaban.
Yeah, we'll have to talk, Steven.
I'm already talking to Steven.
Oh, alright, never mind then.
But yeah, just going into Dune, like knowing what a mentat is, right? Because like in one of the opening scenes, there's that guy.
Thifia.
Yeah, and like the whole context that I was given was that in the great past, it was a machine uprising. Now, no machines, no computers, but they're going to need something to compute all that, like space travel and navigation.
Or just giant
and whatnot.
sums of maths.
So, like, here is where the spice comes in. This is why the spice land is so important. Here is where, like, the factions, like, loyalties lie. Just having that was so useful, because I reckon if I had got into the newest Dune and not known any of that, I'm not a fucking clue what's going on.
Yeah, it does a good enough job that you can follow the story, but you miss all the subtext.
Yeah, like subtext and backstory and context. Like, it would have been awesome watching it's something a little bit different. It's more like Star Wars, where it's like actually the conflict comes from the political arrangements and like the betrayal and stuff. It's not just laser guns in space and the worm eats things, which I was grateful for.
Yeah.
Because it would have been.
No, that's part 2.
Yeah.
The worms are coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The concept of the worm was fucking sick though. Like having to like walk a very particular way in the sand because of like the vibrations like alert the worm. So it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
This is bigger than any of the space factions. Like this is a thing that's endemic to the planet, and like you have to either take measures to avoid or fight this worm because like it is so huge.
Sounds like me trying to go get a midnight snack when I was a kid. I had to walk a certain way to not alert the mom.
It's Floorboard Creek, so I'll avoid that one.
Yeah.
Super cool.
I'm keen to see how Christopher Walken does as the Emperor
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
I love that rollback around with him as the Emperor and him in the Fatboy Slim video.
Yeah.
Because the Fatboy Slim video like references the book.
Yeah.
Right.
There's lyrics in the Fatboy Slim video where it's like walk without rhythm because you won't attract the worm. It's a whole reference.
Yeah.
And it has Christopher Walken dancing in it, and now he plays the Emperor.
Now he gets to
in the film. Yeah. So it's like a cool little throwback. Yeah.
You can't not try and do a takeoff of his voice every time.
Yeah.
That guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got a calling card though, I guess. Go for it. Point of difference.
Yeah. So what are you guys hoping to do this year? Either in Nerds or in other stuff?
Want to try to play Flamecraft with my partner.
Oh yeah. Have you got it?
No, because I've not played it either, but just the look of it was enough to get her interested, and I was like, sweet, I have to jump on this now, because there's no way I could get her to play like a complex board game without it being about cute dragons.
It's fair. Well, now you got a second option. You got Wormspan.
Wormspan.
Yeah, boy.
Is that got cute dragons in it?
Yeah, it's got dragons.
It's got dragons.
Depends how cute you think dragons are.
Yeah.
Is your partner really into dragons?
Not really into dragons.
Just cute
Like
things.
Yeah, funnily enough, her favourite game is Dragon Age, so it's and Skyrim. Yeah, so they've got dragons in them. But just things like, you know, chibi, like cafe vibe dragons. But, and Studio Ghibli is a big thing for her as well, so that kind of ties into it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Fit. I'm just hoping we can make more content this year.
Yeah.
Get you guys in doing more things. Even just doing setup, getting people filming some stuff while we do, just efficiently use our time. And part of that's going to be that we're going to be streaming from 9 a.m. our time now instead of 12 p.m. So we're going to stream 3 hours earlier.
I'm actually looking forward to trying that. I think it would be good, personally.
Yeah, we used to do it and it worked.
I know. Yeah. I'm looking forward to actually getting my project car. Hopefully.
How long's that car been going?
I've had it for 2 years. It's
Yeah.
my second. We're in our second year of having it. So. But hopefully we'll get the front wheels back on soon.
What is it?
It's a
James.
1981 HJ47 Land Cruiser.
Oh yeah.
James is literally playing My Summer Car, but in real life.
Yeah.
Great game.
I've got chat, Tom.
But yeah, like it's we decided to change the brakes from drums to disc on the front, and that's been a task.
Yeah.
So it can't move at the moment.
Yeah. No, just drive without no brakes. That's fine.
Oh yeah. What could go
Put your foot
wrong?
out and
No
slow
brakes.
down.
Yeah, fun sounds like.
It would probably win most collisions.
That's true.
It's made out of steel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, just use other cars to
That's
slow
my
you
brain.
down.
That's how I played every racing game ever.
What's
Brakes make you go
Wait,
slow. Why
you have
can't
to
brake
turn
make go
around corners?
fast?
I just use the guide rails to turn.
Did you see the guy that did that in real life? It was a NASCAR race, and he needed to
yes.
finish This was I think late 2022.
Yeah.
He needed to finish in the top 5
Yeah.
to go through to whatever the finals of NASCAR are.
Yeah.
And so on the final lap, he just went, "Cool, let's try this." Foot to the floor, hit the outer barrier,
And just-
zoomed around
Yeah.
the few people in front of him.
Yeah,
And, like,
he couldn't get in front, and it was just back. It was like 6 or 7 places or something.
Yeah.
And he just like,
It's
you know
very
what?
cool. Last chance.
Just planted it and just rammed his car to the side and used the barrier to turn. And
Did it
actually
work?
ended up
Yeah.
overtaking.
Oh my
came-
god!
He came fourth.
New
Yeah.
meta?
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be doing it
That's
now.
it.
You only get one shot at it, but
I'm sure his mechanics were like, mate, you're, like, oh, you're so lucky that worked.
Yeah, you're lucky you brought yourself into the pose.
Yeah.
it's an incredible video if you can find it.
Yeah.
I'm joking, just search the NASCAR car. Fucking hits the sidewall.
Yeah.
NASCAR guide rails.
Yeah.
You'll be made in the shade.
Yeah, all gas and everything.
It's
That's
incredible.
pretty cool.
Otherwise, yeah, I think just more streams and doing stuff with my time off because now that I've kind of gotten used to my new way my job works, it's
Yeah.
management of time's just going to be a bit easier, I think. But,
No, I'm laughing because you looked at me when you were like, "No, I've got time off."
Yeah,
See what she
the
needs
interesting
first.
thing's going to be the Friday night streams and then Saturday morning streams. So we'll find out how that's going to work and if we have to shift stuff around.
My schedule's about to change, so I'm going to start working nights every week.
what?
There's a
Go to the dark side, man.
Like
well,
night shift
not
or
night
nights?
shift.
Oh, okay.
There's one day in Australian retail where everything's open until 9 p.m. And that one day I will be working until 9 p.m. So that means my Fridays are going to be very short, which is very nice. But yeah,
Yeah, we'll see if that works out. Because if you have a short Friday and then Saturday off, kind of.
Kind of works because then you'll be able to
yeah.
play on Magic or Friday night streams.
Well, that's why I still have a short day on Friday as a result. I don't know if it is going to work out that way. Like they might still need me to finish like 5 or 6. Which I've said is fine. Like if I can't do Magic, I can't do Magic. It's just kind of how it goes. But it's all right. We'll get there.
They make magic work. It's flexible.
They're asking if we've seen the video where, I know I've seen it, but the supercar crashes and the tyre keeps rolling.
Yeah.
And it goes through all the other cars, somehow misses, and then just bounces on top of a tyre barrier and lands
And
there.
it sits there perfectly.
Oh, perfectly on top.
This is where I was meant to be.
Yeah.
That's
My
amazing.
turn.
It's just funny watching, like listening to the commentators comment on it, and I'm like, it's still going. It's still going. And then it bounces up and lands like, well, I'll be damned. That's all they say, but they're like, that's the type of like
Yeah,
language they're
yeah.
using. Is they're like, oh my god, like what just happened?
Hot diggity.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, slap my ass and call me a cowboy.
Seen loads of videos of like motorcyclists in motocross. You know, come off a bike.
And they'll run alongside.
Yeah, or like there's one I've seen where this guy and his suit must have been like completely protecting him from the ground because he was just like sitting on his bum, sliding along at 80 k's an hour, and he's just like crosses his arms and just kind of waits to stop. And like I'm just like, wow.
I want to see that
Motorcyclists wear Kevlar, basically.
Yeah, you would have to, otherwise you'd be a
Yeah.
cheese grater. Yeah. Very dangerous.
There's pretty cool stuff in like the MotoGP, like watching them like get flung off the bike and like be hovering in midair and trying to control
And,
it.
and
Yeah.
like seeing them fix it or not fix it
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
When your handlebars are like,
Yeah.
and just like,
It reminds me
Pretty
that
cool.
it is actually a sport. It's not just someone riding a motorcycle around a track very fast.
Yeah.
Which is
crazy.
also a sport.
You see, anytime a Formula One driver has something wrong with their system, and either they're not getting any airflow to them, or they're not getting water to their system, and they basically like pass out the second they get out of the car, because like they are on the edge with what they normally have, and if they don't have something, then it's fucked.
Jesus.
Wait, they get supplied water whilst they're actually driving like a camel pack? I did not know. Far out.
Because they're in the
Yeah.
car for 2 hours.
It's like in a marathon where you have to like put your hand out and grab one of them.
Yeah, it's a cup of water. Just splash it in the face.
It's also because those cars run so hot.
Yeah.
Because they're in like
Yeah.
heat protected suits. Like they're just losing.
like smelting,
And so if-
and I guess an evaporation would just suck it all away.
Like they
as well.
lose kilos in a race.
Yeah.
That's how much water they lose.
Wow.
It was
So
funny.
like,
Sorry, keep going.
so on Formula One, like I saw a cool video of like, I don't know when, don't know when it actually started, like 1980 Formula One, and like the actual pit stop and how it took 10 seconds, and then it went through like a few years, and now it's like 3, if that.
Yeah.
Four is a long pit stop,
Yeah.
actually.
And part of that is because they stopped refueling cars.
Okay, because they're just more efficient, or just
No, they went, this is too dangerous. There are too many fires, and because half the time the fires would be invisible,
yeah.
That's
that
fine.
they went, cool, new safety regulations, you have to have enough fuel in the car to race the entire race, and then have enough for us to test afterwards.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
So that they don't refuel at all.
It's the same with flying. So Perth Airport's the worst for trying to land at certain times. So you must have 1 hour's holding pattern fuel in your aircraft so that you can just sit there just circling to come into because there's the airport is only so big and there's so much traffic coming through.
Yeah,
you
makes
have to
sense.
wait for the sky.
Didn't we go on a flight where they actually had to take off recently? Again, like they hit the ground, took back off. No.
Oh, like a touch and go.
Yeah, like it was like, oh no, this isn't a good run. Go. Like when we're going to Townsville, maybe.
Don't remember, but I don't know. But yeah,
It's
that's
not
the
that
thing.
uncommon. Like they
No.
they might have like started their attempt of ascent and gone, nah, there's just something off about this, and they would have slowed down and then circled back around.
Oh no, it was landing.
There's landing. Usually
Oh, landing.
Like if you're coming down,
I
it's
think
windy.
it was coming into Townsville on that small one. Maybe
I'm just imagining things.
But that is also so like Perth has like the worst wind shear, so like because of the hills. So as you get like, and because the hills are so short, they're only like 400 meters, which translates to about 2,000 feet. So as you come in, 2,000 feet is like landing pattern for most major eggs. So you come to 2,000 feet, and it's all of a sudden you get hit by like a completely different type of wind, and the wind's just a completely different direction, and
Morgan was just saying, I live next door to the airport. During that thunderstorm last week, about 3 planes did go-arounds and ended up circling near Rottnest until the storm passed.
Yeah.
That was fascinating.
The hailstorm about 10 years ago now, like the big hailstorm that Perth had,
the dented
cars and stuff.
The big one.
I flew into that.
Oh wow. How loud was it?
Going?
That was fuck. That was we were coming back from Sydney, it's the one time when people clapped the pilot, and I was like, yeah, fair.
That happens all the time in America. Get ready for that. Like that is the weirdest thing if you've never experienced it. When you're sitting on a plane and the plane lands and everybody claps, like the whole plane claps.
Yeah, to get used to it, just listen to like air disaster podcasts or whatever, just so you can hear like in all the ways the pilot's fucked up.
Then you'll appreciate it more.
Yeah. Or you're just like, no, it's because they could have fucked it up and they didn't.
Yeah, but they're not supposed to. Like, I don't know. It's like clapping.
Well, it's like there's the
doing something you're not.
Like at the cinema, like when the film finishes and people are like,
there's the pilot who he watched basically a crash where the engine stopped happen, and he was like, I'm going to train myself on how to fly in this instance, and so he did a bunch in the simulators, and then he was on a flight as a passenger where it happened, and he was like, cool, give me control of your plane, I have this, and landed the plane.
wow.
Honestly, in Peru somewhere, but
How lucky would those pilots have been?
but it's the same as the Miracle on the Hudson, like
I
like
remember that.
just an insane sudden loss of flight, and
So, the one thing I never fully understood with that was why was Sully Sullenberger, or whatever his name was, why was he like put on trial? Or like condemned?
Because
Like,
it's millions of dollars. Like because there's
are you talking
theories-
about the film?
no.
Because the film dramatizes how much he was investigated.
Yeah, so like
okay.
there's theories of like, was the river actually the truly safest place to land? Could he have picked a better spot and saved the company millions of dollars because that plane?
Yeah.
Like
So
they,
it was less of an actual trial, more of an insurance investigation?
yeah,
Okay.
and the film dramatizes it a bunch.
Yeah.
I
But
always thought that you're supposed to land in a river, A, because there's no people there to crush, but B, because like there are so many inflatable rafts, inflatable life vests, like the slides. It's all very well equipped to land on an ocean.
Well,
And so landing in a field could be worse.
well, he had no choice to land in the field. He was in New York.
it
Yeah,
was New
that's
York.
it.
I think the other issue is that a consideration should have been it's mid-January, which is like, negative Celsius.
Yeah.
So,
the water might
Are
be
you going to
freezing.
cause more loss of life by landing in sub-zero temperatures because water?
Okay, fair.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're landing over a city and there's nowhere else but the river, even
Yeah,
if it's
like,
ice, that's
consider-
His option was to try and get to Teterboro or fly. Like it was less than 5 minutes from getting hit by the geese to hitting the water.
Just further proof, Canada geese are terrorists.
It's true. Well, they kill them now.
In New York?
In New York, they hunt them down and they euthanize them when they're eggs.
Damn.
We're doing that actually. Some councils do that now as well for pigeons because pigeons are pests and carry a lot of disease. So they are given pigeon birth control to not fertilize to their eggs don't become fertilized.
Yeah.
And it's a humane way of preventing pigeons from getting out of control.
There's a place in New Zealand that does it for, I want to say snakes or something.
New Zealand's got a huge hunting thing because of all the pests that are over there. Like, so possums brought over from Australia. You've got cats and stuff like that. You've got all these animals that hunt all their pretty native dumb because they're not used to having predators really like instinctually. So they have a hunting program. Like when we were over, we bought I bought a possum and wool beanie. I wouldn't go buying possum stuff normally because obviously it's an Australian animal, but over there it supports their hunting industry, which is doing it for a good reason. Like sure,
it's like there's what's native to Australia and what needs to be conserved in Australia versus what's native to New Zealand and what needs to be conserved in New Zealand, and they are not the same thing.
And that's why we go around with shovels and hit cane toads.
Which apparently have made their way into WA.
Yeah, they've been over for a while. But apparently ibises have found a way to eat them.
Hell yeah, chicken!
The rise of the big chicken. So apparently they avoid the toxin glands.
Yeah, a bunch of animals have done that because I think there are some snakes that do it. Like
and
they just leave the
crocs
head
as well,
behind.
I think, yeah.
Shit, that's
so it just stuns them for a while or whatever. But like I think ibises stress the toad out to release the toxins, then devour them.
Just a little bit of torture and entertainment before you.
No wonder the ancient Egyptians like worshipped
We're making an
ibises.
appearance today.
After probably 2-3 o'clock.
Okay.
We'll probably wrap this up fairly soon, pack everything up, and then kick you all out of our house.
Yeah,
so we can go to the other party, and then to
We
the second
have
party.
2 other things we need to go visit today, and I have a third thing after that.
Oh, busy day.
What's the time now?
11:30ish.
Yeah, 11:39. We'll need to
probably look at wrapping up then.
Yeah, we'll need to we'll get assistance packing this down because you may notice that it may seem a little bit. You guys wouldn't because you can't see it, but
It's a very nice tent you've got up
It
there.
is.
It is a nice.
So you see how it's ripped and
Oh,
how
I do see how it's
how that one's bent.
How would that have happened?
Oh, I wonder if the winds around here are fucked.
to be fair,
We also left it up for a week. But
yeah, we got lazy. We were like, it's held in, it's secure, it's fine. There was one very bad wind. I can't remember how the whole thing was organized, but basically one of the legs wound up in the water because the weights, because you might be able to see some of the weights, because they're filled with water, they have buoyancy to them. So basically one of the legs fell in, went down, and then curved back up and around. So the whole thing was doing like a really fucked yoga pose of like this or something. And I had to go diving for it, pretty much, because I had to undo the shade sail because we couldn't pull it out. We couldn't just pull it out. We had to disassemble it in the pool.
That's amazing.
To then like put it away, which is also why there are a few places that are just like rusted because it got wet essentially. But anyway, we might get your guys' help packing it down because while it is incredibly useful to have, especially because our pool area has no shade. So being able to have something up that does provide shade, so you can just hang out in the pool, is quite good. Because the Australian sun is whacked, yo.
It has been quite pleasant to be like, I'm cold, I'm going to go move in the sun, I'm going back up, I'm going to chill with friends.
But I mean, even then, like under this, we're completely protected from the sun, but I'm still warm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's still letting heat through. But yeah, we've learned our lesson. It shan't be staying up again, so.
I had an incident like that, so we had a same thing, like a tent over the top of the project car, and a severe slip. Like we tied down one. We put like from like the leg to the car, and we're like, that should be enough. No, it slipped over the back fence, and I struggled to get it off until my brain was like, be smart, work smart, and took me
the actual parachute part of it off? Yeah.
I got a message. I was at work up in like fucking far enough away. I was like an hour and a half away because of public transport, obviously. I get a message. I need you to come home right now. This is an emergency. She sends me a photo. I'm like, cool.
Let's calm down for a second.
Is there anyone closer who can help?
Panic set in.
Then she figured it out. It's like, oh no, it's all good. Don't need you now. It's like, fuck. Just like, let's not just immediately go. You need to come home.
Yeah, DEFCON 1. straight up.
DEFCON 1. There is intruders in the house, blowing wind at a.
Well,
I have 2 settings, thank you. 0 to 100. You know.
Everything's fine. So, oh god.
So that's why you and Beck get along.
there are only 2 settings. It's binary. It's 0 and it's 1. It's like 0, 0, and 1 is 100.
That is correct.
That's why my argument with Tegan having 2 settings is also slow and stop.
Alrighty.
Yeah, this has been fun. Thanks for hanging out with us. The main takeaway, we're streaming at 9 a.m. next week.
Yo, get on.
We don't know who, it's me and Sean and someone else playing Ark Nova.
We'll figure it out from
Let's
there.
just play 2 boards each. No, that'll break my brain.
It's so bad. We'll try and convince Callum so we can have the same 3 again.
Yeah, sounds good.
that'd be good.
Someone needs to go up and hit end stream.
That'll be you.
I
No, I'm
can.
too wet.
My left hand is mostly dry. But thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yeah,
this was
thank you.
I hope you
definitely.
enjoyed 10 minutes of us yelling about Gary and an hour of us talking about things.
I think it was longer than that.
Yeah.
But
Hey, we talked about Japan. You guys were having a crisis. We were having a.
It was great. We had a crisis, we finished the crisis, and then the crisis started again.
yeah, which is why we should go and free him from his hell. But we'll need to make sure we can close that door properly.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's always interesting doing conceptual stuff. So it's always nice to see when people actually enjoy us doing this. So thank you guys so much for joining us. It's a pleasure as always.
As always.
Thank you, Neighbour, for the music.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll see you Friday night and Saturday, and then figure the rest out. We'll make podcasts, we'll make things. It's a lot of stuff happening this year.
Yeah. Try new things. Branching out.
Okay, bye.
Ta-ta.
Okay, bye.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Hey. Bye. Bye.
Bye.